Nintopic Podcast, all things Nintendo.
Welcome. Welcome to the Nintopic Podcast. We are live. Welcome to the Nintopic Podcast, episode something. We are here live talking about a bunch of stuff that's happening in the world of Nintendo. We've had a crazy week. I mean, I just don't know how to even put it together. It's like a whole bunch of puzzles. Nintendo went wild everywhere. There's rumors here, there's leaks here, there's a lot of stuff happening that we are going to talk about today. It's all incredibly exciting. First up, I want to shout out all of my beautiful people watching on YouTube and also on Twitch. So yeah, whatever you want to choose, you can go to Twitch, you can go to YouTube. We're live on there. I think we're also live on X. So so yeah, wherever you're watching, welcome. We are happy to have you. I want to introduce the cast, the superstars. I'm just like the butler. I want to introduce the real stars of the show here. I want to start out with to my this side, Joycey J. What's up, Joycey?
Yo, what's up?
I like that. I like that short, straight to the point. Yo, what's up? To my the bottom right here, Bandy. 3, 2, 3.
What's up, gamers? We have some things to talk about.
Yeah.
Some good, some bad. Kind of depending how you look at it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And of course, to the corner. Oh, the other corner. This corner down there. Lynn's.
Hello. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. It was nice to relax, but now we're here and there's news, and there's more positive news than negative news, and that is what we like to see in the society.
I mean, it depends also how you receive the news. If it's positive for you, maybe negative for others. But I feel like what Lynn's is saying, there's more positive than negative. We're here to celebrate all the news. Anyway, and of course, we got Paul Gale Network. He will be jumping in at any moment here. So as soon as Paul comes in, everybody say in the chat, talk to me, Paul. All right, that's the thing, right? Whenever Paul jumps in, just go ahead, hashtag talk to me, Paul. And then that's how we'll bring him in the podcast later on, once he gets here. All right. So yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. You guys in the chat, you guys look amazing. Well, you didn't have to dress up for us. You didn't have to do that. I know, you guys are eating snacks up there. Some of them are just watching over here from your phones, making sure you're charging it. We appreciate you. You didn't have to dress up for us, but we appreciate it anyway.
Smelling good and everything.
Right?
We appreciate it.
I know. Look, that person got a haircut. I see you. I see your haircut. Look,
that's a good haircut.
And that person did her hair, and very nice. Good job. Nice. But we are here to talk about two main topics. Of course, we got news in our corner. We have what we've been playing, but there's our two main topics for today. Well, we have 2.5 topics for today. Is an interview went online and it kind of made waves, right? It made waves. Some people got tears of the kingdom.
Crying over the castle.
Or crying over the castle, right? And over Tatka. Did Paul just come in? Let me see. Do you see 1, 2? Wait, am I right? No,
No, Paul just said he's here.
He's here.
Yeah.
Where?
Talk to me, Paul.
He just said that in the chat.
Where? I don't see Paul. I want to add him to the chat, but I don't see him.
Where'd he go?
Paging Paul.
Talk to us, Paul.
Seriously, no, really, talk to us.
Where were we? Click the link, Paul. The link. Click it.
I think he has to be in because he typed in the private chat.
Yep, I got it. And boom.
Paul.
Oh,
Paul. Can you see me?
No.
Not yet.
You, but we can hear you.
Let's see.
Is he on location?
He's on location, guys.
I'm on location.
Are you streaming from Miyamoto's house again?
I just finished teaching, so the only thing is, so I don't mind talking like this. I'll be in my car soon, but my phone's low after a full day, so
okay.
I don't know. But I also don't know where my camera is because I allowed camera access and obviously voice, so you can't see me though. Or can you see me? No.
Nope.
No, we can't. Well, we can hear you. That's good. That's good enough because it's a podcast, so it's like 80% audio. So. All right, Paul. So glad to have you, man. You just came out of a class. How was the class, by the way? How was it?
Oh, good. I'm tired. I'm tired. It was good. Like yesterday, I had an hour weight training class, 2 martial arts classes back to back, and then an hour fitness walking class. So I taught for 4 hours, and I do a lot of the activity in that time. And then one buddy wanted to go to the gym and weightlift for an hour, so I did that. And then at night, a different friend wanted to go weightlifting for an hour, so I did that. So yesterday I got in a 6-hour workout, and today another 4-hour workout. So I just finished teaching 4 hours of martial arts and weightlifting, and I'm like, I'm tired.
Wow.
Yeah,
you deserve a burger.
Yeah,
Inspire me, Paul.
He really wants to turn into Goku for that video. He really wants.
He might do it.
Mm-hmm.
At this rate, yeah, it'd be kind of hard not to. It's a big schedule, but I love it. It's fun.
That's awesome, Paul. And if you need some time to settle in, take your time. Okay, take your time. We're right here with you. And today, like we were talking about today's topic, we have the Nintendo Direct that is rumored to be happening next week. And of course, the other topic which we're about to go to after we go over the news is Tears of the Kingdom. TOKT. Why
Crying over the castle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we heard that in an interview. Well, there's so many ways you can interpret that. He says that the Tears of the Kingdom director said he'd rather start working on the next one than release DLC.
Yeah.
Right, and that they were, so it's not a complete no. Then again, it can also be PR, but that's another topic we're gonna shoot that over to Joshi J and Paul. They have a lot to say on that one. So,
I do.
Before we get into those main topics, and of course we're gonna end it with the Nintendo Switch 2. Really cool, awesome, crazy leaker who has all the credit on his side because he's predicted so many things right in the Pokemon world. Thank you, Lynn, for bringing it up. We have some things to talk about in Nintendo Switch 2 that are crazy exciting from a really, really well-known leaker that is in good standings, right? He's basically kind of leaked out almost every Pokemon DLC. So we'll talk about that later on as well. Before we do that, I want to go around and then ask everyone we already say how we were. What have you guys been playing lately? Let's start with Liz.
I haven't had a ton of time to do stuff. I've been doing a big video for one of my friends. I've been editing it for them.
Oh, nice.
We're working with 300 gigs of footage. I had to buy an external hard drive in order to even edit it.
Crazy.
So that's kind of what I've been spending a majority of my time on. But aside from that, I've been doing Animal Crossing. I have, I think, 1 or 2 villagers left to kick out. Otherwise, I kind of have like the villagers I want, and I am now in the process of like flattening the island and like actually turning it into what I want it to be, which is like my favorite part of the whole process.
Awesome.
So now that I'm kind of where I've been waiting like a month or so to be, I'm like, oh, it's time. And we're going.
Let's move on to Paul. Paul, what have you been playing?
Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Yeah. Woo! I knew it. Yeah, I mean, that's exciting. Paul played Super Mario Brothers Wonder. If you guys didn't know, Paul was at Nintendo Live. Paul, tell them about that, your experience.
It was a fantastic experience. I mean, in a year where we don't have E3 anymore, at least for the last 4 years, we do have other events. Like we did have a Summer Game Fest, which was fun, but this really filled that void, in my opinion. I love in-person events for the majestic qualities of all the plastic that you see, the big booths, the giant 12-foot tall Bowser Lego statue that's made out of 600,000 pieces, and the big kiosks, the smiles, the people dressing up, the meeting old friends, making new friends. It's nothing quite like it. And if you're watching online, hopefully it's still cool because you're still enjoying the IPs that you love and seeing them, portrayed in a different way besides gaming, via other people's experiences. But it was a blast, and I hope that Nintendo continues this. Maybe make it a twice a year West Coast, East Coast kind of thing. Maybe introduce it to other countries, like have one in Europe. I know that they've had one in Japan before, but from a booth perspective, really awesome. A nice big area. Nothing new to play except for Super Mario Brothers Wonder, but that game in itself, they had so many different setups. I ended up playing the game for an hour because I had a few different 4-player sessions and another 1-player session. And, OJ, Player Essence, and we played together. Tom, John, and Andre from Game Explain and we played together, and just by myself and with other random folks. And everyone was having a really good time. The game plays well, it controls well, it looks beautiful, very well animated. I think it's going to have a lot of replayability thanks to all of the unique badges, that you could come back to a stage and experience it differently, because now you could do a wall jump, and normally you can't do a wall jump. So that's pretty cool. That's different. and
The maximum players is 4 players.
maximum 4 players at a time.
Okay.
And let me see. I don't want to talk too long about the game necessarily, but if anyone else wants to go, but that's the highlight of the trip is playing that game.
That's
Tears of the Kingdom was there, Pikmin 4 was there, Animal Crossing New Horizons, things that have been out for a while because they're also broadening out to the larger non-hardcore Nintendo fan, like families there that I'm like, wow, there's actually a lot of people in line for Tears of the Kingdom. We've played it, it's been out for 3 months, but not everyone has. So I think an event like this where media is there is good because we will blast it to the world. But the real people, not that we're not, but like the folks that don't have social media platforms, the kids that go back to school, the moms and dads and the adults that go back and tell their friends, like that's the real down-to-earth word of mouth spreading. That's not necessarily social media influenced by the thousands, but a little more heart to heart. So it really had this balance of kind of everyone,
That's awesome. That's awesome. I hope it does turn into a Yale thing because we need to go. We all. Yeah. What is that?
He's on location.
Okay.
I was like, is that Paul?
I was gonna say that.
We lost.
I think an alien kind of ate my balls.
That was wild.
No, I think we just lost him. He'll come back.
Yeah,
Paul will return.
Yeah,
one way or
he'll be
the
back
other.
after these messages. But that's an awesome. I really do hope that Nintendo Live is a yearly thing, because that way we can maybe do a podcast live one year all together from Nintendo Live. That would be awesome. But yeah, that's super awesome. Let's go take it over to Vandy. Vandy, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Adobe Premiere Pro.
Yes.
Adobe Photoshop is really good.
The DLC for that was amazing.
DLC.
So good. Thumbnail Simulator is really good. Title Generator.
That's
really,
a good one, dude.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
You really got around.
That's the jam.
I've really been diving deep into these very niche games.
YouTube Simulator. YouTube Life.
It's YouTube Life. In all seriousness, I've been playing a little bit of Animal Crossing here and there. Just kind of for fun when I have the time. I actually went and visited Lynn's this past weekend, and we had a day where we just played Animal Crossing, and it was needed for the mind, heart, and soul.
Cozy.
Yes, very, very good cozy vibes. It was really good.
Yeah.
Other than that, excluding like something that I'm doing on my channel, not a whole lot of like off-stream gaming. I'm trying to crunch this video and get it out before the DLC hits. So it's been a lot of that kind of focus, scripting, title generation, thumbnail work, recording, Pokemon design, stuff like that. It's a lot. It's probably like the dumbest kind of video I could have tried to squeeze into a week. So that's taking up a massive majority of my time.
Yeah.
But it's coming along good. But I mean, other than like Animal Crossing, maybe a couple games of Unite here and there. Played with one of Lynn's and I's new friends. His name's the Doc. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not a whole lot of outside gaming right now. It means I'm busy, but
you're making content, right? You're doing your craft,
I'm doing my best.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, you gotta do your craft. You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah.
And let's take it over to Joycey J. What have you been playing lately?
Like Vandy, I have also been playing some very niche games. Shelving for the closet.
Love that game.
Good one. That's a good one. Rearranging the closet.
How about the shoe mismatch one? The sock mismatch one is like the best-selling game ever.
You know what? I think I beat that one because I found all the socks and I matched them, and then I played the DLC and put them all in the drawer.
I rage quit.
That's a really good DLC. It's really engaging. Very
engaging. Very right. It's like you're getting something done. We played Hobby Lobby. Those types of things. Got all the nice scents and stuff like that. I love my essential oils. That's why my house smells like peppermint all the time.
I love when they include home customization in those games.
Yeah, it's totally awesome. It's like there's aisles and aisles and things for you to choose from. It's crazy.
Yes.
But all the microtransactions, I'm not a big fan of that.
That's true.
Yeah.
It kind of just sucks your money, doesn't it?
It really does.
It really,
It's
yeah. Corporate greed. Who would have thought?
Seriously.
And Hobby Lobby the game.
I mean, seriously, how dare they? Especially when their cents cost like $10.99.
Yeah.
In bottles like this big. But my house smelled good. But anyway, of course, usual. When I'm playing this other little game called Splatoon. When I get the chance, of course, it was big run this past weekend when the Salmonoids take over a whole map, so that was fun. Still playing very slowly my second playthrough of TOKT. But what has caught my eye recently, other than Mario Wonder, it's not going to be out for a while, so can't do that. Since I've been playing those other games of doing nice things to the house, kind of a little bit behind on my fun money, so I'm kind of saving up a little bit more. But a Sea of Stars has really caught my eye. So I'm actually, that's going on the list along with all the other games that I've been promising that I'm going to play soon as well. I don't know, I'm not going to be able to squeeze them all in before October 20th when Mario Wonder comes out, unfortunately. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. So House Simulator and Splat Simulator.
Pressure washer simulator, wash the car simulator, math simulator,
all of that.
My best, I love Cooking Mama. Cooking Mama's a good game. And then also, what's the other game?
Oh yeah, I played that game too, except I did it in real life.
Cooking Mama, right?
I am Cooking Mama.
I'm Cooking Nazi.
I am the Cooking Mama.
And then, like, what was that? A hot potato game? Hot potato. You know,
baked
dinner?
Potato.
Hot potato, baked potato, hot potato.
We had those last week.
That is awesome. Well, on my corner, I have been, believe it or not, I work almost 10 hours, right? 8. Sometimes if the call extends, I work more. Josie knows what I'm talking about. But I'm pretty proud of myself this past week and the amount of games that I played, because I say, you know what? I need to get myself into at least dedicating, if I'm going to look into a game, just so that I know and stay up to date when I talk about it in the news, at least go into the first hour of the game, go into the first 30 minutes of the game. So I've actually traveled like a salesman over a couple of games, you know, like a tourist, you know, so over a couple of games where first one is Sea of Stars. I have it installed already, which is pretty cool. That's with the free game, #free game. Sea of Stars, I played the first hour game, it's beautiful. It's just amazing. It just reminds me of Super Nintendo, and I love the dialect and everything about it. The next game I jumped over was Starfield. Also a free game, #free game. Yeah, so they gave me a copy of Starfield last week. So I went through that. It's a good game. Disappointed that it's not how they promoted it, you know, but it's still a good game. Yeah, I think it's a good game for what it was, right? Because what they sold me on was that everything is mine. Like I can just go to lift off and go to wherever I want, right?
Right.
The reality is that everything is a loading screen. So you do something here, you enter a building, loading screen there. You go, you get into the ship, cutscene, dark screen, you end up in space. You want to go to another planet, you either have to play for 8 hours straight to get to it, which is, okay, I guess is realistic. Or you can jump drive, right? And that will basically cut down, and then loading screen comes up, and then you'll end up in the other planet. So it's not as open as they promoted it to be. I'm still within the first 2 or 3 hours of the game so far. I'm loving it so far. I love space exploration. The stories are incredible. Everything that you do kind of impacts the story. It's kind of like that. I'm not sure if that other game that had issues with at the beginning was like that, where every single decision you make, it literally impacts the story, and then it takes you in so many ways. And so I remember putting myself in this position where I had to go, and there was these space pirates there, and then I had to watch what I say, because that it will either cause a fight between us, or I could just get away with it and just walk away, right? And so there was this point where they wanted to take my ship was rumored to have gold and a whole bunch of treasure in the booty of it. They call it. And so I had to convince them that it was fake. It was fake. I was broke like a joke. I had nothing on me, but it was a rumor out there, right? Everybody thought that it was true. I'm like, you know what? Take it. You can have it.
Just take the ship, the whole ship.
Yeah. Take away. The guy goes like, what? Why are you giving me a ship? Wait a minute. It must be fake then, and that's how I got through that. So it's fun, it puts you in situations like that. So that was another game that I played. Another game that I played that I fell in love with is Play Farm. I played Play Farm on PC.
Yeah.
I got I actually had to install Parallels on my Mac. I got the M2 Pro. So when I installed Parallels, and I downloaded Play Farm, it just ran like, it was just beautiful. It just ran like nothing. So I playing it on my Mac on virtual Windows. I got the key for Steam, and so I downloaded Steam and then played it there. So that's what I've been playing lately, and of course a little bit of Animal Crossing, a little bit of Mario here and there. So I've actually like I said, I've played I've never played this much games before, but I actually just kind of went a little bit here and there. And I actually like the feeling of at least being able to take some time and just kind of dive into some of these games. I know none of them I'm gonna be beating soon. Like I have to go concentrate on one, and when Mario Wonder comes out, everything else is on pause.
Yep.
But I will say, Mike, you're playing quite a few, dare I say, cozy.
Oh yeah. Trust me, I love cozy games. I'm looking forward to this I forgot the name, but it's a girl lost in time or a girl lost in fire or something like that. Fantasy Island. Am I right? Fantasy
I got
Island?
nothing.
I have no idea.
It's a game that came out on the 3DS, the first part, and then the second part is coming out on the Switch. It was announced by the Switch. Hopefully, we'll see it in Nintendo Direct and we'll get a release date. But it was a Fantasy Island or Star or something. Somebody in the chat can actually kind of.
It wasn't Sea of Stars, was it?
No, it wasn't Sea of Stars.
I was like, I don't think it's the same thing, but
like Girl Lost in
I'll
Time
take it.
sounds.
There we go. That Girl Lost in Time. That one. Yeah.
Well, it sounds.
I'm gonna look it up.
Sounds like similar.
Yeah, Girl Lost in Time. That's basically something like that. Fantasy.
The Girl Who Leapt Through Time.
No,
that's an anime.
That's an anime. Fantasy Life is what chat's saying.
There we go. That's the
Fantasy
one.
Life.
The Girl Who Steals Time.
Girl who's
Fantasy Life.
Fantasy Life. The Girl Who Steals Time. Is what
that's even better. I didn't play the first one, but the second one captivated me because it is a cozy game, but it's also an RPG where you fight these little adorable little dragons and you kind of level up and everything. So I'm looking forward to that. Pretty cool. I am
really cute actually. It looks really pretty.
It is. I have the 3DS and I actually found the part that I need to hook it up to my TV and so that I can play big screen. So I'm gonna play 3DS games, guys, for the first time ever.
Oh,
nice.
So I'm gonna be like going crazy just buying 3DS games everywhere. but yeah, I'm the type of gamer that I love to enjoy everything, but I'm not too crazy about the gory stuff and the violent stuff. I'm not too crazy about that. I love fun and I love happiness and I love adventure.
Bright colors.
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom is my favorite. Tears of the Kingdom is my favorite game all the time right now, on top of Mario, believe it or not. Even though Mario is my favorite character ever, but it's because of the level of adventure that game kind of presents you.
That's as dark as it gets, if you will.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
For somebody like probably me and Mike, I can't do horror either. I'll be like 5 years old sleeping with the light on, and
yeah. I can do Battlefield and Call of Duty if I can turn off the blood because I'm not too crazy about the blood part.
Fair point.
Yeah, so
that's valid.
Yeah,
Paul's back.
Paul, where are you, Paul?
Paul.
Welcome back.
The speed in which you got from work to your house is so impressive.
He's wearing his his martial arts uniform. I thought it was a towel at first, and I was like, "Dog, you can go and like take your time."
Just got back.
Wait, it's perfect timing because I'm just done talking about what I was playing, and I can just go ahead and take it over, Paul.
Yeah.
What have you been playing, Paul? Oh wait, he went.
I mean, he said Mario Wonder.
Right, he did. He was the first one.
Yeah, that's so like I didn't get to hear all of you because my phone died. You know.
We're glad an alien didn't eat you.
I didn't just leave.
It did sound like an alien died, like an alien kind of landed and gobbled you up at the moment.
Yeah, maybe I teleported. You know, home.
We were afraid of the alien.
Oh no, is that you, Paul? Talk to us, Paul.
You know what? If Paul really, Paul, I kind of low key believe that. Just because it's you.
Right.
Just because it's you, I believe that.
All right, so basically, to sum up, I play more games than I usually play, right? And Joycey and Vandy played the game of life, and which is basically the game of cleaning, the game of editing, the game of hard work, and then Lynn's also played some of the game of hard work and plus some cozy stuff here and there and stuff. So that's
Paul's been partying.
And Paul's been partying, yeah, and Nintendo Live.
Paul's been loaded up.
My trip was so perfectly condensed, but it could only be pulled off if I went by myself, which is what I did. Because I had one carry-on bag, like a little laptop-sized carrying bag. In it,
Hold up. You telling me that I could have worn my wig, okay, and use your wife's pass to get in?
I told you, and I wasn't kidding. Like, I have extra passes.
I didn't know you were going by yourself.
Dude, we didn't know. We all would have been like, yeah, we're his wife.
You
pick which is which.
I legit offered. Like, I wasn't kidding. I had 6 and I gave 2 away, so I still have 3 left over. My original one and 3 spare.
Nice. I'll buy one of the tags from you because I want to have it just to have it.
So he wasn't kidding, guys. I repeat, he wasn't kidding.
You want to go. So
that's why I think he actually teleported home. I don't think he drove.
Yeah, then we can't let it pass next time. Time.
We'll all meet up at an event one time.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
In person and stuff. But
Zelda 2030. Mark your calendars.
Like I said earlier, before the aliens abducted me, I really hope that they bring back this event.
Did you at least report Tom Nook to the IRS for tax evasion? This
No.
is the question.
That guy,
you had your chance. Did you do it?
He's very sneaky.
I met him and I met KK Slider. They had a really beautiful Mike Odyssey. He has it on his channel.
Oh, yeah.
I think you included that portion of me walking through Animal Crossing New Horizons, but they recreated.
Yeah, I think that was one of the best things I've seen. Like the sets of in real life of Animal Crossing, the camp and the trees and the little. That is, man.
That was the coolest setup.
Yeah, that was.
Because the tall Bowser was neat, but it was just Bowser. The Link statue was cool, but just Link.
Mm-hmm.
The Mario one was really neat, but it was just like a walled diorama where everything was like out and big, and you could interact with, like, hide behind the pipes and stuff. Splatoon, a nice statue. Kirby, a few things that made you feel kind of like in Kirby and the Forgotten Land, but the Animal Crossing was like, oh no, welcome to Animal Crossing New Horizons. And here's a whole campsite with a fake fire pit and KK Slider and Tom Nook and a fishing pond. So really beautiful. That was one of the coolest things of E3s was you went to an E3 and it was like, oh, this amusement park, which is why Super Nintendo World was so neat. It's like, oh, this is that Nintendo amusement park all year round, just Mario for now. So this was a little mini E3 / amusement park. But all my stuff that I carried with me, like toothbrush, toothpaste, some Advil emergency, Band-Aids, deodorant, power bars, like everything was just in one bag, no extra carry-on. I was gone for 20 hours. I left Friday night to Seattle, got there, close to midnight, and then left the next day. And I visited Nintendo of America. Oh, I didn't say that part.
I saw
Oh,
that.
I love how just random.
Yeah,
Oh, by the way,
casually. By the way,
I went to NOA headquarters.
By the way.
just hung
By
out
the
with
way, I mean,
you know.
Just a humble brag. No, I'm just kidding. Like, well, yeah, and I saw Nintendo. No, like that was such a not a part of Nintendo Live. I just woke up early purposely that day, well before 10 o'clock. I couldn't sleep anyways. I was like at 6 o'clock. I woke up and just I was so excited. So drove over there. Really beautiful. My first time in Washington. Just everything is green in Seattle and in Redmond. Nintendo's campus was fantastic. Just for how much love and respect I have for Nintendo for all these years, looking at that sign, looking at that building, and getting to go there and like interact with it.
That's it. I'm leaving right now. Buy my tickets.
It was worth it.
You want to fly Southwest or Southwest might be the cheapest.
do not fly. What's it? Not JetBlue. JetBlue is okay. They give you chips. Spirit. Do not fly Spirit. They'll give you like a beach chair to sit on. For real, a beach chair. You know how beach chairs like they don't have no padding. There's like that.
No support.
It's exactly the same thing. You're sitting on all like beach chairs like for hours like that. I'm like, can I have a water? $5, please. $5.
Remember what I was saying before we started, guys? Paul, you weren't here yet, but what I was saying before about no red roof ends. You start at Embassy Suites and work your way up. Same way with airlines. You do not fly Spirit. You deserve better. You start with Southwest and you work your way up.
Yeah, even JetBlue is actually a good one to start with. JetBlue is pretty nice too.
You start with Southwest and you work your way up. Remember, you deserve not to have bed bugs.
All right. So let's go ahead and jump into our topics today because we have a lot to talk about when it comes to what's happening in the world of Nintendo. I know Nintendo just went crazy giving away bundles like there's no tomorrow, right? I'm like,
oh Lord.
This is my point of view on that. This is Nintendo's way of price dropping. That's what they're gonna do from now on. They're gonna add free games to their Switches and not really kind of bring down the Switch, but the actual games that should have been price dropped a long time ago. Like we can still get Mario Odyssey for $59 at Target, and this game is long past its due, right? Well, what they'll do with that is instead of price dropping the game, they'll just include it with the system and offer it for free, but the system still costs the same. So this is Nintendo's way of price dropping. So that is basically, they did it for Animal Crossing. So we have 2 editions for Animal Crossing. I actually like it. I think my daughters probably want to get it. The real edition ones, because they actually have Animal Crossing print on it, which is nice, right? One for Tom Nook, right? No, one for Isabel and one for Timmy and Tommy. And they both bring the Animal Crossing free game, which everybody already has. The other bundle is the Mario one. We have the Mario Editions console that they announced to kind of go with the Wonder one, which is basically an OLED with the way Joy-Cons. They did added print to the back with the coins and also the little Mario silhouette. So that was nice for that one. And then they brought back their bundle, the one that you can choose either 3 Mario games. The game is free. You get the console for was it $299 or is it the OLED one? I'm not sure which one it is.
I think it's the original. So it's the $299 one.
Okay, so they brought back the original, and they also brought back the Mario Kart one, the one they always have every year. So they're throwing everything at us this year because it looks like the everything must go kind of sale for Nintendo, right? So with that, they're moving on. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know in case you guys were interested in buying a Switch. But now let's move over to a topic.
What's a Switch?
The what? What's the Switch?
I said, what's a Switch?
Oh, no.
Never heard of that.
Right. But let's move on to one of our main topics today, because this topic is big for some people. For some people, I've heard it both ways. I've said people like, not a big deal because the game is big enough already, and I'm still not gotten everything. And then we have the other side says, whoa, it's me. I cannot believe it. Why Nintendo? So we have both sides of the coin. I think we have people here and we have experts here within our podcast that could really shine the light on us and give their opinions and what they state. I know they do a great job trying to stay right in the middle, but they also have their opinions, which we want to hear. But I'm going to shoot it over to you, Joycey. Tears of the Kingdom, the director of Tears of the Kingdom went ahead and said, hey, I'd rather not release a DLC. There's no DLC coming because we'd rather kind of work on the next gen. I'm not next gen, next game.
Next Zelda.
Next Zelda game, right? It's understandable, right? Because that's what they did with Tears of the Kingdom. It was supposed to be DLC, but instead of wasting time on it, they just worked on Tears of the Kingdom, right? So
well, they didn't really waste time. It was more of it. The ideas just got too big, and it's like might as well just make a game because
yeah. And maybe that's what they're having. Maybe that's what's happening now, you know. So hot tag.
All right. Whoop. Oh, I missed it.
Other side.
Oh wait, wrong.
It's the other side. There you go. You got a hot tag.
There we go. I cannot. All that hobby lobbying, you know, shopping over the weekend. I mean, game playing. Okay. So here's what was actually said. This was by King Anuma himself. We have no plans to release additional content this time, but that is because we feel like we have done all we can do to create play in that world. Anuma was talking to Famitsu, excuse me. This time, the reason we decided to make a sequel to the previous game in the first place was because we thought it would be worth experiencing new ways to play in Hyrule. If such reasons arise, then we may return to the same world, whether it is a sequel or new work. I think it will be a completely new way to play. So I hope you will look forward to it. Basically, Anuma is saying, what you think it's over? You think we don't have any more ideas? We're Nintendo. I'm Anuma. Do you know who I am? Okay. Humbly speaking. So here's the thing. One more part that he said. Now this was, excuse me, not Anuma, but excuse me. The director of Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not gonna get these names right, y'all. Forgive me.
Go ahead.
Mr. Fujibayashi also told Famitsu, "We are very grateful that so many customers have been playing Tears of the Kingdom for so long and deeply. So we will do our best to make the next title even more enjoyable." So, and basically he just said the challenge is on. You know, he's like, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Not getting Tears of the Kingdom DLC. I've been on the fence with that because really the only thing, in my personal opinion, that they would need to really expound upon is the story. There's some holes there. There are some things that do not connect to Breath of the Wild that I would wish did connect to Breath of the Wild. This is not an Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask type of thing where Ocarina of Time took place in Hyrule, Majora's Mask took place in Termina. It was just the same link, which is why they were able to call it a sequel.
Yeah.
But it kind of wasn't. But it kind of was. But it kind of wasn't. But the way Tears of the Kingdom was kind of made, it was kind of made of, you know, like we're continuing the story of Breath of the Wild. And I think that's what kind of one of my gripes. That's why it's a 9.5 on my scale and not a perfect 10. It's just because of those couple of nitpicks. We'll get into that one of these days.
Yeah.
So for me, overall though, Tears of the Kingdom left me very, very fulfilled as the Zelda part of my heart, the part of my heart that goes strictly to Zelda. It's very full and overflowing. I'm extremely happy with the way things came out. And when it comes to DLC, I mean, do we really want more Koroks? Do we really want more shrines? Do we really need another temple? Technically, we got 2 temples that were very, very different. Very, very different. Hyrule Castle, we've done things that we haven't done in previous games. It's always get the Master Sword, and then go to Hyrule Castle, beat Ganon, save Zelda, right? Or meet Zelda, then beat Ganon, and then end credits roll. This time it's completely out of order. Like I didn't know when we were going to Hyrule Castle when I was playing the first time that it was basically a dungeon. I didn't realize that. I was like, because we always go to Hyrule Castle at the end. We don't go like mid game. What the heck?
Right.
So exactly. So you know, and it's like the Master Sword is always in this one place, and now it's in this other place, and I got to go like chase it. that doesn't happen. So I was very fulfilled with these things, and the feedback that we have given Nintendo. I trust Fujibayashi. I trust Anuma to really take that to heart, and I think they're going to pump that into a brand new game. Yes, I understand that in a way it's kind of feel like we're leaving money on the table from a business standpoint, but I think as players we got exactly what we wanted, because there's Breath of the Wild, which is great, and Tears of the Kingdom is Breath of the Wild on steroids.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
And then also, I mean, how, there's, I know that everybody's pretty much played and finished the game, but y'all ain't built everything you could possibly build. You haven't found every Korok. You haven't really researched and really looked for all the Easter eggs. There's plenty more to discover.
Yeah.
It will take years to discover. What excites me about this, though, of not getting DLC, because like I said, there's really not much more we could do gameplay wise, is the possibilities of the next game. So
yes,
I'm gonna leave you with this. The word trilogy comes to mind for a few different reasons. Does that mean it takes place in this Hyrule? Maybe. But who says it takes place in this Hyrule in this year that Link is existing? Because remember, Zelda went back in time.
Yeah.
Who says we can't go forward? Who says we can't go backwards? Who says we can't go diagonal? Who says more than one Link can't exist at the same time? You know what I mean? Because Hyrule's always been Hyrule. I need people to understand. Hyrule's always been Hyrule. The landscape just changes. So, and I do hope they do it a little bit differently. I do know. Sorry, y'all, I'm almost finished. I know it is tradition for Link to wake up. You know what I mean? And he's done that. I kind of want to see a game where Link is just like, "Hey, Link, gotta go save the world." And he's like, "All right, I'm up." It's tradition. Link has woken up every game since Link to the Past.
Yeah.
He's woken up, whether because he was knocked out, because he was just asleep and he had a dream and now he has to go save the world, whatever happens. I want to see them do some different things. And since we've kind of given them permission to really break all the conventions of Zelda, and we've proven that how much we liked it, I can see us getting something, a trilogy or something brand new everything, new stuff. The only thing I hope that they do go back to a little bit is a little bit more unique in the dungeons. I like the dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom, but a little more unique-ish. So don't be sad about Tears of the Kingdom. No Tears of the Kingdom DLC. Be excited for what's next to come. And I bet it won't take 6 more years, and I'm pretty sure we won't have another pandemic.
Yeah. Hopefully. Paul,
talk to me, Paul.
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom was a very filling experience. It was very full. It was complete. There were enough dungeons / temples, enough gameplay ideas, enough cinematics and story mode elements. It could have had more in terms of tying it perhaps a little bit better to Breath of the Wild in certain moments, or I would have kind of liked to see more of Ganondorf present in the here and now, like attacking, out and about, and not just like, why are you in the dungeon? Why are you just down there chilling? Why aren't you wrecking havoc? But not really gripes, just tiny little things like whatever. It's okay. Am I bummed that it's not getting DLC? No, because I got a very complete experience. I also thought Breath of the Wild was a very complete experience that didn't need anything, but I am glad that it did, because I enjoyed going back. Like, my go-to method of travel now is the Master Cycle. I use that when I play Breath of the Wild, and that's cool. I enjoyed going through and getting more cinema scenes and having the Master Sword powered up even more. Like, that was cool. I would gladly play more in Tears of the Kingdom. Kind of like Joycey said, though, I haven't experienced 100% of that game. And I'm not talking about like the Koroks, because I never planned to get like all 1,000 of them. But I'm just saying every little side quest, every piece of the map walked over, that's going to take a long time for me to do, and that's okay. So unless that the DLC was going to introduce a totally new dynamic, like, Link, there's trouble underwater, and there's a brand new thing of like That's my Zelda, right?
Mhm.
Pretty good, right? That's how Lynn's laughing.
That was good.
Water, there's trouble under. You must go swim. And you get a new Zora thing, and Link's swimming underwater, and it's a whole new world that within the Hyrule, now you have the ability to swim underwater. And it's a cool thing that you have that's different than the Zora tunic. And that's the
Hyrule, Atlantis.
That was a good Zelda.
That's the trilogy.
Great
That's
Zelda.
what's happening. Okay, I'll be right back.
Hey,
If that was it, then part of me would say, well, maybe they should have saved that cool factor for the sequel. But if something that significant was added as DLC in this game, like, dang, that's really fresh. That's totally worth it for me, but probably worth it for a lot of people that, heck yeah, I want another full experience. And I'd pay another $25, for this whole new underwater kingdom because something, and you get more cinema scenes and stuff. But no, the game's an evergreen title. It'll go on to still sell well. Let that focus go towards development on a new title, maximize from the get-go. Hey, Nintendo Switch had a very successful run. We don't want to have the next Zelda game come out 5 years into Nintendo Switch 2. We'd like to have it 2 or 3 years in, not when the system is almost done. Kind of like Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time came out about halfway in. November of 98. That was slightly earlier than half, but that's probably their hope, at least. Development might take longer, but as they put more money, more R&D into these studios, I think, good call probably. Unless if it is, and I heard, Mike, you said this in your video, could it be PR? Could it already be done? Could they just say like, well, what we meant at the time was no more DLC, but here is the DLC we've been working on. Enjoy, like a secret. That's always possible, but probably safe to say, no, what they said is what they said, and the game's just going to run its course and be the evergreen it is for the next 4 years, and then we'll get that new Zelda title. What will it be? People like this Link. This Link has been experienced by more people than any other Link in history. So for us, we've gotten used to, all right, Link to the Past Link, Ocarina Link, Skyward Sword Link, they're all different. And Zeldas, for that matter. But a lot of people like this. So maybe they kind of buck the tradition a little bit, and it's this Zelda and Link years in the future. Obviously, Zelda, I mean, she's 100.
Cyberpunk Zelda! Make it happen, Nintendo.
You mean like in the future? But with kids, right? Maybe it's their kids.
People age
You have to go
differently.
back in your past. It's your kids, Link. It's your kids. And all of a sudden, the little...
Link is like 22 years old, but he was frozen in time for 100 years, So even though he's 122, he looks like 22. Zelda, though, she was awake this whole time. And she still looks like her 17/22-year-old self.
She was a dragon.
She was okay, yeah.
Well,
and Breath of the Wild, she was a cocoon.
They were 17 in Breath of the Wild, but I think the time span for with the upheaval is about 22-ish. I think.
Yeah.
Because like the beginning of Tears of the Kingdom, before she became a dragon, she was like presumably 22-ish at the beginning of that.
Really?
Like at the beginning, before the whole fall and stuff, right?
Really?
Because I think.
Okay, how do you know? Who told you that, Paul? Anuma?
Yamato.
Sorry, y'all. I gotta know this.
Well, looking at Tulin aging up.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
You know what? I base a lot of it off of Madison's daughter.
Yeah.
No, Madison is the daughter. Hudson's daughter, Madison.
Yeah.
Because she's about 6 to 7-ish. It looks like.
Yeah. And Tulin actually is a little kid, and he doesn't grow up that much. Maybe 3 or 4 years.
Or you look at Riju,
Riju is at least 16-ish.
And how old was she in Breath of the Wild?
I'm trying to remember her from Breath of the Wild. Forgive me.
So it's been like, we don't know for sure, but 5-ish, 7 years. But look at King Rome. He was an older man, but we don't know, like, is that 300 years old? Is that 200 years old? We don't know. But basically, they could do this same Zelda game maybe this Link and Zelda doesn't die, in their 30s or 40s or something like that. They live a few hundred years, and Nintendo returns to this Hyrule one more time. But
Yeah.
it's a very differently constructed Hyrule. Like Lon Lon Ranch is back. Everything has been totally terraformed. So
there's a love triangle between Malin's great kid. I'm sorry, Paul.
Or they put it so far in the future, like, boom, we're just dropping another 1,000 years in the future, and we could completely scrap it, new Hyrule altogether again, or totally different map, a different country, a different continent.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Or they'll Majora's Mask it, and then it's just a whole new everything.
Yeah. I think I understand where he's coming from. That where he said they actually provided in Tears of the Kingdom everything they can, including what could be DLC. And this kind of relates a lot to Pokemon, right? Pokemon is a very replayable game, and Lens and Vanity make content where they're having battles. They follow the main story of the game, right? But then there's more replayability because there's catching Pokemon, there's evolving, there's going shiny hunting, there's battling, there's so many things they can do, right? With Tears of the Kingdom, they've added the building element to it, right? Where have you seen the builds that people have come up with in Tears of the Kingdom? It's crazy. I saw one where they actually added a whole bunch of Koroks. Koroks? The little people,
the little leaf guys.
They're all over the play on the wings, and you can see them, you can hear them. Right, and
I need to reach my friend.
Yeah, I don't think they'll never reach your never gonna reach your friend. But I'm saying is that the customization factor of the game, the recipes when you're cooking, catching all the things in the game, completing the game itself. I didn't complete the underground. Some people are never going to complete the underground. Some people have 100% the underground, right? So there's so much to the game. So I understand there. When it comes to replayability, and I'm for a third installment rather than DLC. So yeah. Any last thoughts on Tears of the Kingdom? Totka.
One more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I want to get to our super chats. Shout out to Attack the Backlog for $5 for super chat. Mike will of course thank you himself, but I wanted to answer your question. Awesome stream, man. Of course, Mike. Regarding Zelda, Anuma said Tears of the Kingdom will be the blueprint going forward. Kind of miss the more linear games myself. I totally feel that. Because it was something really, really cool about, you like, what am I going to get in this dungeon? What's the unique item? Who's the unique boss? What's going on here? That's where Tears of the Kingdom, in my opinion, was a step up from Breath of the Wild. At least the bosses were not the same. We've kind of seen versions of them before, but not this iteration of them. I was going to say you can't have it all. I don't know if Nintendo realizes this or the Zelda dev team realizes, but you kind of can't have it all. Tears of the Kingdom does push you into a linear kind of path. It's up to you if you want to take it. But I think what fans are kind of missing are the extremely uniqueness of each dungeon, the uniqueness of each weapon. I think that's what they're missing. You can have both. Because one of my criticisms of Tears of the Kingdom was, let me tell you about the imprisoning war 5 different times. I'm tired of hearing about the imprisoning war. You're just telling me the exact same story from your point of view, which means you're just on the left instead of the right. That story could have really built up a little bit better. So when it comes to linear, I think we can have that with open world because there's not necessarily a time limit. There's not necessarily just anything you have to do per se. But in order to get to the fire area, we need you to do the wind area first. And because there's something really interesting you learn about the wind area that you need in the fire area, or something of that nature. Or where the story is a little bit more linear, because my first time playing the game, I didn't know there was a spirit temple. I thought I was just doing some kind of shrine quest. I did not realize I was going to a temple and I was way out of order. And I was like, I didn't know you was here. Great. Wasn't supposed to find out for about 2 more temples. Nice. All right. Well, let's go. You know, so I picked up one of my squad a little too early. So I think there is a way that they can have both. Especially if it's story driven and then the exploration is something else entirely. But we'll see. It's going to be whatever it is. Zelda team never disappoints. So it's going to be fire.
Yeah.
I have Pokemon questions.
Yeah. Pokemon questions.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Joycey, for answering that question. I mean, I couldn't answer that question. You were the perfect person for that question. And again, thank you, Attack, the bat log for the $5 super chat. You're awesome. Wait, it says $5 euro. That's even better here in the US. So thank you for that. Appreciate you.
Auntie Joycey talks about the money currency problems in America. No, I'm kidding. We're not doing that this week.
Anyway, thank you so much. Vandy Lens, would you like to add anything to the topic of a DLC not making it to TOKT?
I can add a small something. Lens, I don't know if you have anything. I know you're not the biggest Zelda lad.
I don't have much. So, I mean, honestly, like,
play for the magical
my 2 cents
poo.
is basically like Zelda people and Animal Crossing people always have to wait forever and ever and ever to get another game after one is launched. So I personally, for your guys' sake and how much you guys enjoy the games, I'm personally totally down for the fact that you will probably get another game a lot faster than the time that you're getting it. And it's such a big game. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think people would be much more content with a bigger game that's just as flushed out, if not more flushed out, considering there's not a pandemic, than Tears of the Kingdom. Than paying money for a DLC that people are either thinking it's not good enough or something like that, and then being like, okay, now we have to wait and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I'm excited for you guys. I think it's more of a positive than it is a negative because it opens the door for you guys getting more games faster.
I agree.
Andy.
Yeah, I'll keep mine short and sweet because I know if you're not a fan of Zelda, you're probably tired of us talking about it. But short and sweet is I think no DLC is a good idea because I feel like it's very unnecessary. And I don't think anyone would ever complain about losing DLC in order to get a new game even quicker, especially considering that probably means that it will not be delayed. Now, if they do need to delay it, Pokemon take notes. It's okay to delay a game if it's not fluff and done. But I feel like no DLC. I bet they're even just probably really excited to get back in and make another one of these. And I'm really, to kind of go with Attack, the backlog, I'm actually really excited that they're using Tears of the Kingdom as a blueprint because I feel like Breath of the Wild was the first Zelda game ever where the second time you play through it, it can actually be a new experience, which is what I love about Pokemon. Whereas you have games like Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, things like that. You play through it once. When you play through it again, you have to get the exact same items. You have to do the exact same thing in the exact same order. It's not a different experience. It's the same thing. Unless you yourself give yourself a challenge. But Breath of the Wild, it's like, oh, okay. The only thing you really need is probably the Master Sword. That's probably it. You need that. Everything else you kind of need. Everything else you might be forced to get. Everything else you're on your own. And I think that's so unbelievably exciting. And I think that also gives the creative team so much more room to work rather than this is one game. Once you beat it, you're done. There's really no replayability, which was the biggest gripe of one of the best Pokemon games, Legends Arceus. You play it once, you're done. There's really not a way to get that new experience besides maybe a new team. But then the team itself isn't that important because the battling was atrocious. So it's a very weird balance where Pokemon kind of tried almost to do like a reverse Zelda where it's like a very linear game, but once you play it once, you're kind of done. So I'm very excited for that blueprint, but also I feel like it's just kind of your personal preference. If you like linear games where the story is really driven and it's like really immersive, like, yeah, go for it. But to me, if you sacrifice the replayability of it, I don't think it's worth it.
Very, very good points. Very good point. And that's a great point. And thank you, Linz. Thank you, Mandy, for your great points as well. It's a good segue to bring it up to our next topic, which is games, more games, and more announcement of games that are coming very soon. Rumor has it that a week from today, we would have seen a Nintendo Direct, right? So rumor has it that next Wednesday, at the time that you're watching this podcast, we will be reacting to announcements that probably either drove us through the roof or meh or whatever, you know. But there's a Nintendo Direct apparently coming next week, right? So we just went over a Nintendo Direct for Mario Wonder. This is a repeat from last year where we had the Splatoon Direct, and then we have a Nintendo Direct weeks later, and Nintendo is repeating the same pattern. If we do get the Direct next Wednesday, we still have to wait and see. You know, we have a lot of people saying there is going to be one, but until there is the Direct, the announcement confirms it, right? So I want to throw it out to you guys. The Direct. I think I put a poll in the. I put a poll in the thingy. Let me see here. I think I put a poll in the thingy, and I also put a poll and a question in the chat earlier for you guys to vote on and for you guys to answer. So if you guys have seen it and vote on it, we're gonna go ahead over that in a little bit. But I wanna go ahead and take it out to the cast and the crew, and you guys in the chat. What do you think we're going to see in the Direct? And I'm gonna make it hard for you guys because I'm gonna take out the obvious. All right, I'm gonna take out the obvious. The obvious is, yeah, we're gonna see Princess Peach, that game that they announced already. It's been already announced. We're probably gonna get a name and a release date, right? They announced Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. They're not remastering, was it? Remaster? Yeah, remaster. No, they're HDing it.
Enhanced port.
Yeah, they're HDing it. They're not remastering it. Remaster is when they replace the assets. HD is when they just make it look prettier. You know, so they're making an HD version of Luigi's Mansion. By the time the direct comes out, which is next week, we will still have Mario Wonder out there with that release. Pokemon will still be Detective Pikachu Returns will still be ahead, right? And I think that's about it when it comes to Nintendo games. Nintendo has not announced any other first party game that I can think about.
WarioWare.
Mario RPG.
WarioWare, yeah, WarioWare, right? Mario Wonder
And Mario RPG.
and Mario RPG, yeah. What the heck is wrong with me? And Mario RPG. So
I'm excited for that one. I didn't play it back in the day.
So those games are they might make the Nintendo Direct, right? They might not. But those are the obvious choices that are going to go there. So you guys are not allowed to mention those games when you're doing predictions.
Put a list in the chat of what we can't talk about.
The what?
I'm joking. I was saying put a list in the chat of what we can't talk about because you already took them.
Yeah, no. I'm taking the obvious ones away so that we can kind of start pondering what is Nintendo going to talk about. What the, you know? So I want to start with you, Linz. And you go ahead and picture in your head the Nintendo Direct is here. What did Nintendo announce?
It doesn't have to be realistic either.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Farming.
I mean, so here's
Y'all
the
ain't never
very
gonna let that go.
interesting thing. I'm gonna go for one that's probably a little unconventional, but because I'm a little bit a part of this community, there's been rumblings.
Yeah.
So I will be their voice. The Animal Crossing community is wondering if they're getting either another game or another DLC. Mainly because there was nothing Animal Crossing news. And as of the last few weeks, they've been pushing. So having like the entire set that they used at PAX East 2020 of the Animal Crossing world, where Tom Nook and Isabelle are there. All of a sudden, the new Nintendo Switch Lite releases that are Animal Crossing themed. I think there was also something else that launched, but I forget what the third one was. But they're kind of connecting the dots and are like, it usually takes them a long time for games, and they've been silent up until this point. So why are they coming out of their silence? So I don't know. I think a new game is a little unrealistic, at least until Switch 2 comes out. But even if they were to give just an update, to the game and just do something else, I think that would kind of make sense. And it would kind of, like I said, go along with a lot of the publicity and bringing new eyes back to the game since it's been, 3 pushing 4 years now since we've gotten something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's what the Animal Crossing community is hoping. And the timing would be very convenient if the direct is next week.
Okay. Yeah. And
I would also enjoy that.
Maybe like an event or something, So that would be cool. That'll be cool. Any other picks? I'm gonna give you 5 picks. So you got 4 more.
5 picks? Oh
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
You got 4 more.
Well, it sucks because like I was gonna be like they're gonna give more DLC information for Pokemon, but since that's not an option.
That did come up in the chat though. It was a little bit earlier. Jan Marl said, looking forward to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC 1 week to go. And I was like, wait, it's coming out next week?
Yeah.
That was my Pokemon question.
And then it's winter for the next one.
So the question is, what are they gonna talk about? They might talk about that Pokemon DLC.
They 100% will.
Yeah, so that could be your pick number 2. Go ahead, pick number 3.
Oh, that can be it? Okay, I thought we were lumping like the DLC in with Detective Pikachu.
If you don't have one, it's okay.
Yeah, it's hard because we got Kirby this year, right?
Yeah, we did Kirby, but
we got Kirby this year.
Kirby's
like Zelda this year. We're getting a lot of Mario this year.
Yeah.
Why limit it? We could have more Kirby. What's wrong with
Kirby? Kirby, they do Kirby's like they do sliced bread. It's everywhere. The Kirby's your third?
Oh, Palia will probably get another trailer.
Palia, yes, that's awesome.
Yeah, Palia, because it's like a fall winter release. I don't think they have the official date yet for the Switch.
That's
but they could announce it.
Yeah, I agree. And number 5? You got this thing. You got this, Liz.
You know what? I want Yoshi to get a game.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
I'm down for that. I like that lineup.
Did you play Yoshi Woolly World?
Top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5 picks for this.
Great game.
I never played Woolly World, whatever, but there was a Yoshi game on the Nintendo 64. Yoshi's
Island, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
No.
Was it?
Crafted World?
I don't remember. It was a blue cover. You had to eat a bunch of fruit. Once you eat a certain number of fruit, you win.
Yoshi's Crafted World? What?
Maybe. Either way, that was a goated game. I would love it again.
Yoshi's Story.
Yoshi's Story,
1997.
Yeah, Yoshi's Story. I loved that game. That came out before I was born.
Damn.
But I think that I don't know.
I'm old.
I don't know if this is like out there or not out there. Because the direct is rumored to release on the same day as the Scarlet and Violet DLC Part 1.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna drop a huge like bombshell of news for that game. Because I'm not sure which one will come first, whether it's like a 2 a.m. drop of the DLC, which would not be very fun. Or if they're gonna wait and drop it at like a normal, reasonable human time over here. I don't know which one will come first, but I definitely could see like either like a big bombshell drop of news or like a hey, it's here, its release is what you can expect. Maybe like a little bit more news if the direct is after the DLC. I think the next one definitely Metroid Prime 4. I feel like that would probably that's that. I feel like it's kind of bundled into the obvious ones. We just kind of forgot to say it. Yeah, I definitely see that game getting talked about just a wee bit, maybe, hopefully. Because we still haven't gotten a whole lot. I definitely don't think I can name another 3 at all. Just because like
was that 2? I thought that was 3.
That I mean it's 2 or 3, something like that.
World. We got Yoshi's World. We got the DLC. So you can actually repeat what anybody else said if you agree.
Okay.
So DLC, you got Metroid Prime. So
and
you got
Yoshi's World 64 remaster.
64
sure.
remake.
I'll throw that in there just because I actually love that game and I think it was really fun.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna manifest it now. Donkey Kong.
Yeah, there you go.
Donkey Kong, just gonna manifest it now. Don't know why. There's nothing special going on. If they didn't do anything for his 40th. I just feel like they're always gonna forget about it. But you know what? Donkey Kong 64 is gonna get a remake. You heard it here first next week. really just hoping I can
Prayer
will that
circle.
into existence. And number 5, they're gonna promote the new Mario Switch again.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's good. That's good and safe. Paul Gill Network. What are your top 5 picks for the Nintendo Direct?
Realistic or fantasy or a combination?
However you want. How you can have fun with it.
Both.
However you want. You want to mix them up?
On the safer side, I think we could see like a Metroid Prime 2 and 3 HD bundle.
Yep.
Or maybe some kind of Metroid Prime 2 remastered, in which later on is a 3 remastered, and then Metroid Prime 4. I hope that I'm wrong and that I see Metroid Prime 4 come out first half of next year. Because just like my math, the way I'm looking at it was like, you have 7-month apart windows. February of this year, Metroid Prime. September is Prime 2. April is Prime 3. November is Prime 4. And that's 7 months in between each, and you layer it like that.
Yeah.
But I could also see 2 and 3 come out this fall, less of a remaster than Prime got, just an HD, kind of like Pikmin 1 and 2 sort of received. And then April is Prime 4. That's what I'm hoping for, because I just want to play it earlier. But I'm also totally okay with the other one because then it'll take longer to get there.
Yeah.
But Prime 2 and 3 will get the better remaster treatment. So I'm feeling something Metroid Prime for Thursday the 14th. That's my date that I'm picking for the Nintendo Direct.
Okay.
I could be off, but that's just my guess. Unrealistic, but I would
Did you get your how many do you got? 3 or 2?
That's 1. I'm lumping Metroid Prime.
Metroid is counted as 1. So Metroid
Okay.
2.
All the Samus.
My unrealistic hope is a brand new Star Fox. A brand new ambitious Star Fox that is kind of like traditional Star Fox in that I want it flight heavy, but they've got to do something more for the modern gamer that wants more, and they've got to borrow a page out of Insomniac Games' book and how they handle Ratchet and Clank, because that's a bunch of furry animals in outer space. And I want to see Fox McCloud and his wingmen on the ground getting power-ups and weapon upgrades, a little bit of an RPG kind of thing of mechanics, new additions, fire and ice and all this kind of stuff, hopping in R-Wing, flying off to other planets, and just awesome. Like, that's my hope that Nintendo does that one day. Online 4-player co-op, 4 R-Wings at once flying through stages. Dude, I'd be so happy if that's it. So that's number 2. Star Fox. We haven't seen what Mortal Kombat 1 looks like yet on Nintendo Switch, and I'm a big fighting game fan. I mean, I just came from fighting. So I want to see the Nintendo Switch build of Mortal Kombat 1 because it's coming out very soon, and we haven't seen how that version looks like.
You're right.
Number 4, give me, like, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't think they're ready for a brand new F-Zero game, but tip your toes in the water, Nintendo. Show that it is okay to have a couple of racing games at a time, and it's not going to take away from Mario Kart's thunder, but it's just going to add to paying respect to this history, this lineage of franchise that you have by doing something with beloved things and just make it different. And that is, like an F-Zero GX remastered. Got to make it a little bit easier for newer gamers, because even back then when we were used to things being more difficult, that was pretty tough. But like a good quality F-Zero GX remastered port of some sort, that's my number 4. And my 5th one is, I'm going to cop out and I'm going to once again do a 2-in-1. Either Twilight Princess or the Wind Waker HD port on Nintendo Switch, because if this time of year or early next year, people would kind of be like used to, maybe not used to, but expecting, Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom DLC. I mean, that's what we got with Breath of the Wild. What, there's nothing more? Some people are done with the game and want more Zelda. And if you want to keep Zelda hot and fresh, waiting 5 years before the next game, I think you got to do something else. So I think one of those games is a good chance of being shown, either Wind Waker or Twilight Princess, and maybe not like a shadow drop, but announced then and then coming out February 5th, or one of those kind of things. So I'm going big here. Metroid, Zelda, Star Fox, my unrealistic. F-Zero is my hopeful, and Mortal Kombat is my realistic.
That's awesome. All right, Joycey.
I'm all over the place in what I want, but I want it all.
Joycey. I want to hear.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm kind of cheating because I was able to kind of get an idea, really think about it. Okay, so we're gonna start off with 4 kind of realistic, and then my last one is like the shot in the dark that's definitely not going to happen. It's just my dream. It's just my dream. Okay, so I think this one's a given. Either an update or a release date, trailer at the very least for Side Order DLC, which is supposed to be for Splatoon 3.
Nice.
I think I read that it's now not coming till 2024. It was supposed to come out this year.
Okay.
But I think for sure we're gonna get news on that. I'm excited because I have no idea what the heck that has to do with. So I'm excited for that. And I still don't have a lot of faith that they're ready to show us Metro Prime 4. Sorry, Paul, but Metro Prime 4 was already on my list, I promise, before you start talking. Because the thing about it is that I truly believe that there is something beautiful and special and fabulous going on with Metro Prime. Maybe something the fan base hasn't seen. And I'm not a Metroid fan, guys. I'm not really big into space and things like that. However, I've even said, just to support the cause, I will buy all the Metroid games. I will play them, even if I have to play them on easy mode or whatever, normal mode. Just to help the cause. I'm manifesting that because I think that the Metroid fan base just flat out deserves it. So in my mind, the perfect Metroid Prime 4 teaser, because I truly don't think that it's coming out until I think we're going to have a really big game to launch the next gen hardware, and then right after that it's going to be Metroid. This is just what I'm thinking. And to me, the perfect teaser is, okay, y'all, here we go. Picture it, September 13th. It's a Wednesday. It's next week, okay? And you just see this beautiful shot of space and planets and whatnot, and then Samus just kind of comes into the frame, full-fledged suit, and then in little quotations at the bottom, it's her talking, and it just says "see you soon," and then that's it, and then it's cut it off. That's it. Crowd goes wild, okay? Because I remember how crazy we went. Had to censor myself. How crazy we went when we just saw just the Metro Prime 4 logo. So just Samus just kind of talking to the audience saying "see you soon." That's all anybody's going to talk about for like the next 6 months. It's going to be fabulous. So there's that.
That's number 2 or number 3?
That's number 2.
Okay.
Number 3. I have my notebook. Where'd it go? Number 3. I think there's going to be some kind of third party drop, a big one. Something that we're kind of like, how is that going to run on Switch? That can't run on Switch.
Call of Duty?
No, because we already know about Call of Duty. I don't think we're getting. I think we're getting Call of Duty on next gen hardware. But something that'll make everybody say, "That's interesting." I kind of want to play that now. Okay.
Right.
I don't know what, but that could be it. But my other one is a big tease for the next mainline Mario.
Okay, like a 3D Mario.
Yeah, like a 3D Mario. Insert Charles Martinet. Good.
Goodbye and
message. Hopefully that happens. And hopefully he'll come out and say, by the way, this was my last Mario game. I can't wait for you guys to play it. And then we're all crying.
Yes, I'm with you.
And here's my unrealistic. This is not going to happen. Okay, unless because you guys know Paul hangs out in Japan with Miyamoto and Anuma and all them. So Paul, if I'm right, don't say anything. But it's not right. Unrealistically, and I honestly don't know if I'd want this to happen in this order. But let's say the direct opens with, we know we said there's no DLC for Tears of the Kingdom, but here's a teaser for what's to come.
Yeah.
And we just see like grass and Link and just the back of Link, not even his face. We just see the back of Link, and it's like, is his hair shorter or longer? Again,
wait a minute. Is that a little person grabbing his hand?
Yeah, is that a little person grabbing his hand? Wait, Zelda's hair is long again? And then we could talk about that for like a year.
Yeah, for like 10 months.
And then they're not going to tell us anything for like 4 years. That's how it works in my mind. Guys, we're not going to get anything new Zelda related. We might get ports, we might get something else, but we're not going to get anything new Zelda related. And I'm totally okay with that. It's as the Switch was a Zelda machine. Let's let other games rock, because we know plenty of other games rock.
Yeah. Those are great picks. Those are really good picks. And believe it or not, even the Tears of the Kingdom one sounds believable. I know it's out there, it's a dream one, but who knows?
I don't think it would be DLC. I would love to just see, what are y'all working on? Because I constantly, and somebody had said this earlier in the actually on my Twitter, and I promised I would say something just super quick. It was Zelda Gamer on Twitter, and he said, what if they announced a teaser trailer for the next mainline Zelda game, which is what gave me that idea. And I told him flat out, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Not this soon. Yeah. However, and then also, as a couple of more nonchalant Zelda fans with Vandy and Lens, do you really want to see another direct closeout with Zelda? No, you don't. No, you don't.
No. I think we've had we've had the past 10 directs close out there.
We're Zelda. I think everybody is Zelda'd out, and Nintendo can't just cater to me.
I mean, here's a question though.
Yeah.
Would you be opposed if they made a like Zelda side game somehow? Where it's not like a full Zelda thing, but they did like a whole new like concept.
Yeah.
It still allows you to experience Zelda, but it's not Breath
like
of the
Hyrule
Wild.
Warriors or Link's
I don't have a comparison, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
But
somebody did say this earlier in the chat. It was Blue Tequilas. I don't know if he's still here. He or she is still here. Link's crossbow training, was that considered Twilight Princess DLC? This is before DLC was really a thing. Funny story about Twilight Princess, the game. They were going to make a part 2. We were going to get a direct sequel of that game. But Miyamoto was like, but we have to sell the Zapper, the big Nintendo Zapper thing. And that's how we got Link's crossbow training. And allegedly, the dev team was so angry with Miyamoto because we want to make part 2 of Twilight Princess. We like Twilight Princess. We want to go back and play in that world. And he's like, but the Zapper though.
The Zapper, that's hilarious.
Huh? And that's how we got
I can see it.
I don't want a Link's crossbow training. I want something the dev team or whatever spinoff they have puts their heart into, and they really, really want to say, we put our heart and soul into this. We really are excited about this. So I would be happy with another Hyrule Warriors game.
I can jump on this train when it comes to a new Zelda game, like a top-down Zelda game, with the new art style and everything.
That's more realistic.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I would love for that to happen. Just brand new, adding to the lore of that's already out there, but just brand new top-down, traditional top-down Zelda game with a new art style. That would be awesome.
Real quick, Attack the Backlog in the chat. He made a good point. They could show the final Mario Kart DLC if they haven't already.
That's obviously gonna be there. So this is like
is that obvious?
Yeah.
No one's mentioned that yet, but Wave 6 DLC.
Yeah, it's coming in December. It'll probably come in November, December. Yeah, and they always mention it in September. Directs the last DLC, and then they'll probably don't even mention it coming later this year, but they won't even mention a date, and then they'll release a date and release it.
And I like Vandy's guesses that it doesn't mean we're going to get it, sadly, but some more Pokemon spinoffs or updated to the Switch.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
I don't know. Do you guys want that? I think it'd be cool. Everybody always goes crazy over Pokemon.
So yeah, the person in the chat, Mama Wolf Mag, they're really wanting Mystery Dungeon, which is I think probably their most popular spin-off series.
Mhm.
In my
I heard
opinion,
that's an excellent game.
Yeah, they have multiple installments. It's probably also their most recent spin-off series because Stadium 1 and 2 were really popular. Haven't gotten one since. My gemstones, my Pokemon babies of Pokemon Coliseum and XD, shot at Pokemon games. They were released on the GameCube. Never gotten another one. Mystery Dungeon, actually, they've been some pretty recent ones in the beginning, a lot of love. I don't see a spinoff game being announced in this direct because we're gonna have Pokemon Day in less than half a year. But if the day ever comes where we get Pokemon Coliseum or XD, some sort of sequel, prequel, whatever, I will be like a kid in a candy store.
I got something to say about that.
Don't give me hope, Mike.
I'm gonna try to I'll try to bring up the video where we discovered it, but we did discover an updated Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. They had completely let the trademark expire. They renewed it recently. We also found a patent for a Pokemon. I said this is Pokemon, and then we saw a whole bunch of stuff happening. People in the chat were crazy, going Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. And I've already proven on the channel. I've already proven beyond a shadow of a doubt when there's a patent out there that Nintendo renews and it's 2023 is because there's something else coming. I already predicted all the Switches because patents were out there before the Switch Lights, before the Switch OLEDs, before all the additions. Nintendo already released patents literally weeks or months before they announced a new edition or new console. Same thing with games. The Tears of the Kingdom patents were out there months before the game, the game was out. So Mystery Dungeon was one of them that we discovered on the channel. And it was a 2023 patent. There's no need for Nintendo to do a patent update to a game that they might not, unless it's for NSO. That's another,
Yeah, they could be porting it over, but I don't know of any Mystery Dungeon games that were on the Game Boy or even the Game Boy Advanced.
Yeah.
I thought all of them were DS, and I don't think they've ported over a single DS game yet.
No,
and it would be unique to have Mystery Dungeon be the first one, but I'm not a massive Mystery Dungeon fan, so I'll let Lynn speak on this one. I did not enjoy the Mystery Dungeon game that I played.
Yeah.
Red and Blue were on the Game Boy, I believe.
Okay.
You could get them on Game Boy or you could get them on DS.
Nice.
I could be incorrect, but I'm pretty positive that's true. If they're going to remake one, the most loved one is Explorers of Sky.
Okay.
And Time and Darkness, it's like a trilogy, but Sky is like the better version because it released like a year or so afterwards. But I think if they were to release a Mystery Dungeon one, that's probably the best one they could do because people would go feral for it. Because it's just, like I said, it's renowned the best. And when they announced Red and Blue to be Mystery Dungeon DX, when they redid that one for the Switch, everyone was hoping it was going to be Sky. So I think they know that if they're going to do it, they got to do it right,
Yeah.
But I would also I'd be kind of surprised if we got Mystery Dungeon like that back to back. As well, because they've been definitely trying to change it up between giving us Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Snap. Now they're giving us Detective Pikachu. Like, you can tell they're trying to cover their bases. So I'd be surprised if we got another Mystery Dungeon this close. But if it's Explorers of Sky, I'll take it. I will gladly take it. So
awesome. Well, I got my 5. I'm gonna go ahead and group. I'm gonna group them up like Paul did because I think it's only fair if I group them up, right? I'm gonna start with Metroid. All right, Metroid. Right. So I will jump on the train. Yeah, Metroid 2 and 3, not remastered, only HD versions of them. Right. Okay. Yeah, there was that rumor out there, that leak that said that Metroid, the 2 and 3 were not gonna get the same treatment. They were gonna get treatment, but not the same as Metroid Prime. So HD versions in a dual pack. But right after that, that's when we see the announcement for Metroid Prime 4. And I'm gonna go say it March and April. for me. That's a release date for March, April. And then Metroid's gonna be the last major game for the Nintendo Switch when it comes to parting game. I know Joy. She said that Samus says what'd she say? Samus comes up
Like the
in
see
the
you soon.
See you
yeah.
soon.
See you soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
I'm
For
gonna top that.
Metro
I'm gonna
Prime
top
4
that because
teaser.
in the video that I made, I kind of did something similar to that, but she doesn't say soon. We hear all of a sudden because I'm putting in the leaks and in the rumors that we've heard. Oh, Metro Prime 4, it looks amazing. The field looks incredible. It looks like it has open areas and open spaces. So in my teaser, we see a pan of the wide open space with amazing graphics, looking around how big it is with buildings kind of like tilting and just falling over and everything. And we hear shooting in the distance and people calling for help over the radio. And we're just shooting and the mountains and the Metroid just doing all the little noises. And all of a sudden it ends with, I'm on my way.
That's a good one too.
Metroid Prime 4. So she saying I'm on my way. Her on the thing, and then you see the logo. And I don't think
we're gonna put that on a system that.
And I don't think it's gonna be the same logo. I don't think it's gonna be the same logo. I think they're gonna have a new logo for Metroid Prime 4. That's because it's so old from back in the day. And I think they're gonna surprise us with a brand new logo for Metroid Prime 4. It's not the same teaser one they gave us for back like 7 years ago. That's my pick, right? Metroid. My second pick for the Nintendo Direct is going to be, I'm gonna go cozy here. Okay, get ready. We go cozy. It's not Animal Crossing, sorry, but I'm gonna go cozy. I'm gonna say Fae Farm. Okay, Fae Farm. When it comes to games, did Fae Farm get a release date yet
I thought it did.
for the Switch?
I could be wrong. Let me see.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Let me.
Fae Farm. I'll go Fae Farm.
September 8th.
September
It comes out
8th.
2 days.
Oh,
2 days.
so never mind. It's probably not gonna be there because it's releasing so close to it. Okay, I'll switch it up. Got Metroid. We will have let me see, because I had my list. Let me see here. Metroid. Why am I getting a blank head now? We got I think I got it from Lens now. Lens, you give me the
Listen, I was put on the spot.
Was
You
was
guys had
Paleo
time
one
to
of your
think of your
choices,
5. He's
too?
like, give me 5 right
I'm like
now.
the last one. Okay, so yeah, we'll start off with Metroid. After Metroid, I believe that we're probably gonna get something DLC, Pokemon DLC, right? We're gonna get Mario Kart. The Mario. We're not gonna. I'm not gonna say Mario Kart because Mario Kart. We're gonna. That's a given. We're gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Nintendo Switch 2. All right, Nintendo Switch 2 is gonna be there. They're gonna present it. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna destroy all sales that they for the other consoles, but it's gonna be there. We're also gonna get the GameCube added to Nintendo Switch Online. I think that could be. And for those of you saying no, they're working on remasters. Well, there's a lot of games on GameCube that they're never gonna get remasters. How about Animal Crossing, very first one? How about Melee, Smash Bros. Melee? That's another one that will live online and with online playability. Hey, how about F-Zero? F-Zero could be online as well with gameplay online. So there's a couple of games out there in the GameCube era that can live online and they can continue to add games. Those games that they want to remaster, they can live both ways because we have Link's Awakening, the old version of Game Boy, and we also have the Nintendo Switch version, the remake. So why not have them? What else? How much have I said yet?
I think you're at 3.
3.
I'm at 3. I thought
And a new console.
Oh, that probably doesn't count.
True.
That probably doesn't count. All right, so Metroid Prime. I would say a brand new game like a brand new game for 2024. Okay, not for this year, for 2024. I'm looking in the chat to see if I can get some ideas because
Deca Police should show up.
I'm getting a brain fart right now.
The new
Wait, who
Professor
should?
Layton also.
Paul, did you read my mind?
Hold
You
up,
read
I have
minds
an
now,
idea.
Paul?
I have an idea. Hold up, I have an idea here. I have an
Paul
idea.
reads minds, guys,
He
because
does. Didn't he tell you?
I have 2 other ones that I came up with a moment ago. But I was gonna go like last, so I want to wait.
Tell me, Paul does read minds. He's the brains behind Nintendo. You know.
Yeah, I
I mean,
believe it.
I'm gonna do something here real quick that I think it's gonna be better because I do have picks and they are good. So I don't know why I'm having a brain fart. But that's not
Did
cool.
anyone say Detective Pikachu 2?
No, because that's already
Let's be honest.
on there, like as in announced and release date. One second.
I'm curious how Wario, like while you're looking
right.
there, I just gotta say I'm curious how Wario is going to sound because I played Super Mario Bros. Wonder,
right?
and the Mario and Luigi is just somebody doing a slightly different take of Charles Martinet's Mario or Luigi, you know?
Yeah.
But the Wario talks a lot more. Like WarioWare games have a lot of dialogue from Wario, so that'll be an interesting one to check out.
I have my thoughts on that. I think that these characters have kind of already have their voice, right? That Charles Martinet kind of took the helm there and created that voice for those characters, and I think moving forward, I think that they are going to keep those voices, and just other people are going to kind of do their versions of the same voice. So it is going to have that slight difference, but still going to be in the line of that. Like, for example, if we put Walt Disney, how he made Mickey Mouse, that's the same exact voice. And then over the time, that same voice of Mickey Mouse has kind of evolved, stayed the same, but evolved, but still had that essence of Mickey Mouse. That's what I think is gonna happen with Mario and some of the other characters. Well, the one character that I believe that could actually have some leeway is Luigi, but Wario has that already, that that kind of already that,
very distinct. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So here I am. That's my pick. So it begins, and the first game they present is the new Princess. Okay, that's obvious. I already did that. Obvious. Okay, my next pick was this one right here. This is can you guys see it?
Yeah.
All right. So my
What
next
game is
pick,
that?
Fae Farm.
Yeah, no, this is not.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, Fantasy
Life.
Sorry,
All right. So this is my second pick, Fantasy Life, right? The girl who steals time. All right, so that's my second pick. My third pick, this guy comes up, and we get this right here. A port of either a dual pack or just one game. And if it's one game, it's not gonna be Twilight Princess, it's gonna be this one. Okay, so if it's Wind Waker, yeah. So and that's my third pick, right? Third pick, that's obvious now. And what's this? Countdown, burp, yeah, Metroid, the Metro Prime 4 thingy there. Logo. And then we get GameCube Online. I already said that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then GameCube Online. And then what is this?
If we get GameCube Online, I think that's a new tier. I think that's $80 a year for GameCube and Dreamcast in there, and then $120 a year if you do the family plan, which you could split between 8 people. Like right now, it goes 20-50, and then it'd be, 20-50 solo or 35-80 family.
Yeah.
So then maybe it goes 20-50-80 solo or 35-80-120. But I would pay because I'm on a family plan personally.
Yeah.
We split it 8 ways and $10 a year for all that stuff. I would gladly pay a little more and have Dreamcast and GameCube added on there.
Yeah.
Sorry, you said
so
GameCube.
For my two other picks, I'm gonna go third. I'm gonna go indie games. I'm gonna go for indie games. I'm gonna go for Genshin Impact. Hopefully making it on the Switch.
That's third party too, isn't it?
Yeah. And I'm
that's the big third party drop right there.
That'd be
Yeah.
crazy.
Genshin Impact, and the other one is Hollow Knight Silk Song. Finally
I
making
can
it.
see Hollow Knight.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
so I mean, at least Hollow Knight, but they both been announced for Nintendo Switch. Just that I don't know why they've been delaying it so long. But those two games, I think that now or never. You know what I mean? Now or
Yeah.
never. Yeah, that's it. That's basically those are my picks. I'll keep it there.
I have two more.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is realistically unrealistic.
Mhm.
No, realistically, it's not impossible. Let me put it like that. I think getting another mainline Zelda right now or any information on it is impossible. But I would love another Punch Out, because Punch Out on Wii, in my opinion, is the creme de la creme of
Right.
Punch Out games. And it was very good. A lot of personality, very, very good graphics, everything.
Yeah.
And this is just personal choice. This is why I said Paul read my mind. I really want another Ace Attorney game with Phoenix Wright.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah, with Phoenix Wright. Shout out to Professor Layton. Shout out to Apollo Justice. But I need to check in on Phoenix Wright and Edgeworth, because I'm hoping that they like get married in the next one or something. Because Phoenix and Edgeworth, you can't tell me they're just best friends. Stop it. So I'm hoping I see. So I'm just hoping for another Phoenix Wright game. I love his games.
Anybody else think about anything else you want to add?
I think I'm good.
You good? Benny, good?
We've planned the direct.
Yeah.
We've done a good job.
Okay. All right. So we can move on to this little mini topic we have here before we go. We ended the podcast, and this has to do with the Switch 2. Everybody's interested in Switch 2. It's the hot topic of the moment everywhere in every single channel, right? I mean, every single video of mine has to do with Switch 2. I bring other news too, so don't get discouraged, guys. If you see Switch 2 on the title, click the video. There's more topics in there. I do regular news, and then I do my main topic, which is anything updated with the Switch 2 or any other topic. But the main topic is Switch 2, and I want to say special thanks to Lance for bringing it up, sharing this news. And it comes from a very credible source, right? It's a Pokemon leaker that got a hold of this information. This leaker is very known, very trustworthy. And well, they gave out some information that, to me, I'm extremely excited with this news because it involves one of my all-time favorite games, RPG games. Actually, my favorite RPG franchise ever. Okay, so it has to do with the Switch 2. All right, so it says here, Switch 2 dev kits have been here for a while, right? So the dev kits have been in the hands of developers for a while now, and I'm talking about bigger developers. I work with developers myself. I'm not going to mention too much because I can't, but I work with developers myself, and I know how it works behind the scenes when it comes to dev kits and who can have them, who can't. And there is two things that devs can have. If you are a major company, let's say Sega, let's say Bethesda, let's say any other company that's out there that Microsoft, right? Then Nintendo will issue you I'll put Nintendo. Nintendo will issue you an actual Switch 2 dev kit, right? The actual hardware, so that you can actually work with your games there. Now, if you are a smaller developer, okay, if you are a small developer, let's say under 100 employees or less, this is how it works in kind of the corporate world, then Nintendo will just grant you access to it's a dev kit, but it's more like like a software. Okay, it's a software that you can run your games on that mimics what the dev kit does. It's a forgot the name of it, but it's basically a software version. That's why when there was a leak out there, and that leak is every day turning out to be true. There was a leak where you can download the OS version of the latest OS version of Nintendo Switch, it also had the NX2, right? And I'm pretty sure you guys remember where that leak came from. It showed the Nintendo website on the dev side and NX2, and so those are meant for small developers. Like, let's say I'm a developer at Nintendo, I have access to that. So dev kits, when it comes to the version, the physical version, have it now, and major companies already have them. and it's already available for Nintendo developers to download the software version of the dev kit to their computer so that they can start working on their games, making sure it's compatible, mimic the features. Another thing that is mentioned in this is that it is backwards compatible. Now, this has to come from the hardware version. So they have tested several games and the games work. It is backwards compatible with Nintendo Switch games, even though the new cartridge is a bit bigger, right? That means that maybe Nintendo is actually just kind of doing like a double slot, right? You can still insert the smaller cartridge for Nintendo Switch, and yet you can still insert the cartridge for the next gen console. I'm happy that they're releasing, they're keeping up the cartridge, right?
It's the same thing as the 3DS and the DS games and the 3DS games. The 3DS games had that weird right angle thing and were a bit bigger. The DS games just fit right in as well.
Yeah. And the cartridges they went from 2D NAND to 3D NAND, which is the better, faster, like kind of type of SSD type of cartridge, which is pretty good. Bigger if it actually fits more space. So if a game is like a terabyte, 2 terabytes, 3 terabytes, then that cartridge could actually handle it. Let's see here. Cartridge format. It has camera features. Now, this does not really confirm whether it has a camera, because the Nintendo Switch has camera features. We have some cameras on top of the Switch here, the Joy-Con, right? That actually is back here. These little camera features here. They're not used to take pictures. They're just used for motion controllers. Not a lot of games use it. It's very rare. I think there are about maybe 7 games out there that use that little AR kind of feature there. But it says new camera feature. Doesn't really confirm that it's an actual camera that's going to have. I think it's good, and I think it's bad because, internet. And one of the biggest things here to me is that a major game, and this has to come from first thing, this leaks comes from the Square Enix side. This is the big time AAA developer, creator of Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy Remake is being ported to the next gen console, Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever they decide to call it. And according to them, okay, this is big. To me, this is big. And according to them, it looks and it runs like a PS5 on a Switch 2 dev kit. All right. Port looks no puts what is it? No time, I'm told. Let's see here. The port to port the game to the Nintendo Switch 2 took no time at all. Like they were able to do it very fast, and they don't have to. In a way, they didn't have to jump through too many hoops. People complained that whenever they port to Switch, it was a hassle, right? But for the Switch 2, it was really fast, and could also be a launch game, but the person is not sure. So to me, even Final Fantasy Remake just being on the Switch on handheld mode, okay, and it's just crazy. Now I want to add something to this. In no way, shape, or form is it saying that this is going to be as powerful as the PS5. Remember, Nintendo is working with new technology that they can actually upscale using software, DLSS 2, and all that stuff. Using newer software to upscale and make it look and run like it, not necessarily using power of hardware, but using the power of software. So when you see oh my God, it's not gonna be as part of PS5. You guys are crazy. No, that's not what it means. It means that Nintendo can make a game that looks and runs just as good. It's not that it's as powerful as, but according to this leaker, it does. So I want to throw it out to you guys. Who wants to take this? Who wants to take a dab at it too? Nintendo Switch 2. Are you excited with these possible leaks? What do you possibly see happening? And is it believable? Take it away.
The only thing that makes me question is the fact that it would run like a PS5.
Yeah.
Because we were told it was going to run like a PS4.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing in this list, I guess, that makes me question.
Yeah.
Because everything else makes sense.
Yeah.
The dev kit being here for a while.
Yeah, and that's why I said that part right there shouldn't be taken literally,
Right.
because it could be just a visual thing. You know,
Right.
it could be a visual thing, and there's so many ways that Nintendo can do visual, like the upscaling via software with the new NVIDIA chip and all the new technology that's coming out, where you can get 4K resolution without having to upgrade your hardware. Like the Switch itself could have gotten 4K resolution, but they never decided to go that way with the chip that it has. But yeah, so that's understandable. It's not going to be as I can guarantee. I can't guarantee anything, but it's almost guaranteed it's not going to be as powerful as a PS5.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. To me, that's the only thing where I was like, well,
Yeah.
I don't know about.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I guess what I can. Oh, sorry, Paul.
Well, go for it, because I know you're probably going to leave soonish, right?
Yeah,
So,
about.
take it away.
God, okay. Sorry, I thought it said 9:57, so I got a few minutes. I'm excited that it's backwards compatible because I know that's what a lot of people wanted.
Yeah.
I am excited for a little bit more juice,
Mhm.
a little bit more power. And I'll be very honest. I believe I know that there's different departments that do different things, but a lot of things that Nintendo does, they kind of get each other's feedback. Different departments get each other's feedback sometimes.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised if Furukawa walked in there and said, add more power. No, I said add more power. They keep asking about power. They keep comparing us to Xbox and PS5. Put more power in it. We don't need put more stinking power in the thing, okay?
Yeah.
That just wouldn't surprise me. I don't
Yeah.
care about that personally. What I am excited about is the possibility of ports coming over easier and potentially faster. Because it seems from what I've read over the years, a lot of third-party developers are like, we don't know what it does. It's too confusing, or it's too hard, or it can't run our software. It can't do this. It can't, there's been some things. And as Paul has commented before on the podcast, this round, some of the third parties were like, ugh, maybe we should have given Switch a chance. We wish we had them at the very beginning. So I think to kind of come out the gate, guns blazing for next gen, the fact that, hey, we got a little bit more juice and a little, meaning a little bit more power, and it won't take long to port your game over and make it look great. That I think we should be excited about, because guess what that means, guys? More games.
Yeah.
Just more games.
Yep.
I want my wallet to be completely disrespected in this next gen. I won't have to take out a loan.
With that, take it away, Paul. What do you think, Paul?
I've been on team this whole time, and rewind 4 or 5 years ago, if you found footage of me talking or a tweet online or anything like that when Nintendo Switch successor was first being talked about, maybe not 4 or 5 years ago, but actually a decent amount of time ago, I said from the beginning, I think, it really was that long ago. I'll give myself a little bit of credit on this one, if I'm right. I said Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be to Xbox Series S what Nintendo Switch was to Xbox One. And that is, it is modern enough and sophisticated enough of hardware. Xbox One and PlayStation 4, on paper, they're quite a bit more powerful than Nintendo Switch. They have more teraflops overall, significantly more RAM overall, faster, better CPU, GPUs, but Nintendo Switch being a newer device, it uses technology differently, and you had a relatively easy time playing the majority of these third-party games that come out across the board on your Nintendo Switch. And yeah, you could tell some graphical differences, but it wasn't staggering for many games. You had things that ran at pretty much equal parity. Like indies didn't really seem to complain. You had Hades running on Nintendo Switch, a brand new game built in 2020 that looked almost identical. Maybe if you wanted to nitpick, the resolution here and there, but overall, it wasn't like, here's the Game Boy version of Mortal Kombat and the Super Nintendo version of Mortal Kombat is way different. This was a much closer parity. And then I think, once again, Nintendo Switch 2 on paper, it's not going to have excuse me, 16 gigs of RAM. It's not going to be an 8 teraflop machine, but with more modern architecture, perhaps something like DLSS, it will have more RAM. It will have a higher teraflop count than Nintendo Switch, but thanks to it being, more modern configuration, you don't have to use as much power. So when we hear Bobby Kotick talking like, oh, I think it's like a PS4, and then someone else saying, oh yeah, graphics comparable to PS5. I think the truth is going to be somewhere in the middle. Probably raw spec power wise, it's going to be maybe closer to a PS4 Pro, but I think performance wise, you're going to get something closer to Xbox Series S. Maybe the visual parity, like the actual quality of the polygons, will be right at the S level, but it'll be capped off at like 1080p or 900p in dock mode. Maybe the system could do 4K, which Xbox Series S cannot, but the graphical quality of the actual polygons, the textures, the lighting is lower, because there are different types of quality. Like Xbox One X, the creme de la creme of the Xbox One consoles last generation, in some ways it is weaker than the modern day Xbox Series S. But trust me, from a CPU perspective, it blows it out of the water. Xbox One X cannot play modern day Street Fighter 6 or Starfield, and future games like Perfect Dark.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, well, hold on. So they made a weaker system next gen? Some components, yes, but others not. Like it is weaker on the teraflop side, but it's more modern. So if the reports are true and where they're coming from, I don't think that means like, dude, it's a PS5 in a box like this big, because that thing would cost outrageous. It would be way too much money. You couldn't cram $500 into this big. It would be like a $1,200 portable gaming device, and that's not what Nintendo's going to do. I think it'll be like $300 to $400, but you're going to be impressed. Where I think Elden Ring, it's going to be like how Nintendo Switch was known in the beginning for, wow, you got Skyrim on there, you got The Witcher 3 on there, you've got Doom and Wolfenstein. I think like Elden Ring is going to be an early title. Maybe Final Fantasy 16 or Final Fantasy 7 remake. And it's like, wow, this thing could do a lot. How powerful it is? Well, it's only this much. It's got that Nintendo magic. The Nintendo magic is real. And part of it is just modern tech. So maybe that's a little bit too optimistic, but we saw it the whole generation with Nintendo Switch. Dragon Ball, Fighter Z, fine on that system. Kakarot, that action RPG, fine on that system. Some of these, yeah, you can see a little bit bigger of a difference, but it's not like Wii to Xbox 360 where there was a significant difference. NES to Super NES. No, this is they're taking long enough. I have a feeling others have reported on it as well that when Nintendo Switch OLED model came out, probably it was originally intended to be some type of plus, some type of pro. And then they're like, you know what? We don't need to put as much R&D into this. Nintendo Switch is so healthy, the ecosystem so strong. People are fine. We not only did we not price reduce, we made it more expensive model 3.5 years in with just a bigger screen. And people are selling that more, and that's the main new SKU. Let's take our time and make a beefier platform. Yeah. And let's talk to developers and like, what's on the horizon? Do you think we need 6 gigs or should we do 8? Let's wait longer. The longer they wait, the stronger and the cheaper it could be. So think about that. I'm like, take your time. I'm enjoying Nintendo Switch. Bayonetta 3 looks great on the console. New games coming out like Deca Police, they look pretty fresh. I'd rather it be later. Enjoy the software right now. Yeah. A new Punch Out, like Joycey said, is going to look slick on Nintendo Switch. The last time we had Punch Out was Wii, and Nintendo Switch is way stronger than Wii. We could have an awesome looking new Punch Out game next year, and I'd be like, fine, doesn't need to be 4K, doesn't need to be super high res. The game is just going to be an awesome new experience. Let it be a little bit longer. So I am truly wowed by that next Mario game. That the next Zelda doesn't look a little bit better than Tears of the Kingdom. It's like, oh my gosh, that's next gen.
I think it'll be a different art style, and I think that's what's going to
I
get
think
us.
so.
Yeah.
If they give us that tech demo art style,
that's the one I want next. I want that 2011 Wii U. I played it. I mean, I played it. It was a very silly little, well, not silly, but it was a very simple little tech demo, but it was gorgeous. I want that
with the little shimmery on him. That's a whole story right in of itself. Yeah.
Fighting the spider as it came down and controlling day and
Yeah,
night.
we don't need no more spiders in Zelda. I need them to quit with the spiders. Joyce, you don't like spiders.
I'm telling you, whenever this thing gets shown off, I think it's going to be impressive.
I mean, we're so close. We are so close. Less than it's less than a year away. You know.
One more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say, do you all think they'll do something similar or the same like they did with the original Switch reveal? Like we got, I think the reveal. What was it? The announcement like in September, but it was by itself. It was, or was it October?
18th, I think was that little 3-minute video.
Because we just got a little video, and then they had the big presentation with all the investors in January. Breath of the Wild comes out in March, and the Switch itself comes out in March. That's how I think about it. Do you think they'll do something similar? Because I was like, we still have a lot of time for that. They do. They give us drop a little teaser video in October, November. We get a big old presentation January. Something big drops March.
Yeah,
or April.
I think it'll be the same, but not this year. I think next year we'll start seeing it next year. Because we're not in the same situation that we were before with the Wii U. Wii U was not selling at all, so they had to kind of ease the stock, the shareholders, saying, hey, we're working. It's coming. So I think that's the reason why they did that, so that the shareholders can, because if you look at stocks right after that with that little teaser, boom, and they go up. You know what I mean? So I think that's that's my opinion. I don't know if anybody else has a different one on like the release time frame. But I put the announcement at, I would say, late February, March, and then Nintendo will take advantage of the stages they have in the summer to show it off.
Cool.
Makes sense to me.
When I don't know if you saw it on Twitter by any chance, but I don't have all the dates memorized on the top of my head, but when I was at the Burbank airport, I got there so early because it was such a smooth trip to go to Washington. I was like, well, I got nothing else better to do. Let me just do some stat finding. It's the wait between Nintendo's Switch and the reveal of the successor is by far the longest wait that Nintendo's ever waited between like NES to Super NES. Not when it came out, but when it was revealed. And SNES to N64, like it topples over it. So, and then like it'll be interesting also from the time of the announcement to when it comes out. I think it's going to be probably the shortest amount of wait from, it's not going to be like, oh, coming out 18 months from now, 9 months from now. I think it's going to be like a 5-month window where when they show it off, because that's what it was before, right? October, and it released in March. So that was about a 5-month window to wait. Right.
So there's a chance that we might see it in February. So there's a big chance that this could be the last Nintendo Direct dedicated to the Switch, and in February we get
a February Nintendo Direct, Nintendo Switch 2 is in there. That console's coming out no later than July.
Yeah.
If it's a separate non-Nintendo Direct thing, like Joyce said, and like its own entity, I'm still going no later than July, because they don't want to. The Switch is selling too well to cannibalize sales for too long. It's like talk about it here, release it here, price drop right after, so you're still doing well for these 5 months, but don't let it be a year. You don't need to. Not with this system.
Yeah. Anybody else has anything to add on the Nintendo Switch 2? Nope. All right. So the Nintendo Switch 2, guys, is is coming. We are all extremely excited today. Today's topics were awesome. We spoke about Tears of the Kingdom, the fact that there'll be no DLC. Apparently, we don't know yet. That could be PR talk. Could be real. We never know with Nintendo. There's no going to be no 3DS. No, I mean, there's going to be no other console. 3DS the following week was launched, right? So we never know with Nintendo. But again, the safest thing to do is just take Nintendo at their word. And then if we actually do get something, then it'll be a better surprise. So that's how you handle things like that. We all hope and want, but it's better to just take Nintendo at their word and be surprised later than listen to us in our dreams and hopes and then get disappointed later on. So that's that. We also spoke about what did we speak about? Switch 2?
The Direct. And,
the Direct. Nintendo Direct next week. We might have we might have a Direct a reaction this upcoming Wednesday or Thursday, but I feel like if we do have a Direct Wednesday, we'll keep the podcast on Wednesday like we always do. That way we can all be here and talk about the Direct tomorrow, and so on. And then Twitch too. So great topics, crazy week. Guys, you've been awesome in the chat. We read your questions, we saw your comments. You've all been great. We thank you for being here at this podcast. Thank you to the amazing crew, Paul Gale Network, Vandy323, Linz, and Joy CJ. Sorry with Paul. Paul, where can we find you? And let them know, where can we find you?
Running around Los Angeles, getting in a workout,
right?
And flying.
Running from Bowser.
I'm fully international. YouTube and Twitter at Paul Gale Network or X, but at Paul Gale Network on both. Talking lots of video games. If you're interested in what Nintendo Live looked like, you could check out Twitter for some cool, unique pictures. Well, I don't know how unique because everyone did the same thing, but you can see my pictures. You can see it from my perspective, kind of. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Awesome. And Vandy, where can we find you?
On Twitter and on YouTube, it is Vandy323. Unfortunately, someone stole my Vandy323 Twitch tag somehow. So it's Vandy_323 on Twitch. Posting a lot of videos, doing a lot of really cool, I think, unique content that no other PokeTuber is doing right now over on YouTube. And then on Twitch, it's just kind of fun, happy-go-lucky stuff, whatever I feel like doing on Twitch. That's kind of my more carefree side where I can kind of still do content without feeling like it's like my job and stuff like that. But yeah, go follow me all on over there, especially if you like Pokemon, because we're doing some crazy stuff over there.
Hey, get away, Joycey. Where can we find you?
I'm Joycey. I don't do videos. I'm a boring old lady who just likes video games. But you can follow me on Twitter at DJ Joycey. Of course, if you have any Zelda questions about any Zelda game, I'm happy to help.
Awesome. And the Linz.
Hello. You can find me at Linz Vids on basically any platform that exists. But yeah, we stream on both YouTube and Twitch, so it's definitely worth your time to be on both platforms. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter, where you hear all the inner monologues that go through my head.
Nice.
That's super awesome. And if you go to the Mike Odyssey homepage and you scroll down just a little bit, you see the Nintopics podcast right below. We have links to all of their MySpace page, all of their YouTube channels, including Joycey has one there too, so we subscribe to Joycey as well. So yeah, they're all there for you guys to subscribe to this amazing crew. Here, you can find me here at the Odyssey Monday to Friday with Monday to Friday news. My news statements are I do some news and then I do a topic. So that's why I kind of change it up a bit. I do a couple stories of news and then I do a topic in the same exact video, about 10-minute video of your time. And then I'm going to do more content here when it comes to what if Mario never existed, or there's another one coming. What if Mario was the villain? That one is right now in editing. And then there's more little hypothetical videos that make you think, that are kind of entertaining and different content in the channel, plus products and more. Trying to get to 50K before October 12th. What's October 12th? Well, it's my birthday, so I'm trying to get there before then. So yeah, if you guys can share, let them know. We'll have a big birthday celebration here, Bash, on the channel. So that's that here at the Odyssey. And yeah, blippity blip. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching the podcast here with this amazing crew. You have been amazing. Thank you for coming on this adventure. We'll see you next Wednesday for either a direct reaction or another prediction or something else, or just a regular podcast. But that is going to do it for today's podcast. We thank you, everyone, for being here with us. You have been amazing. Catch us wherever you hear podcasts in the world. And we'll see you in the next adventure here at the podcast. But before we let you go, we got two things. Wait, how are you saying bye?
Oh, shoot. I forgot. I'm so sorry. I forget. See, I don't do it on my streams. It's a Mike Odyssey original. You see?
Well, before we let you go, Lint, we got two things we need to let you know. In the spirit of Mario Wonder. Number one, take it away, Paul.
Never give up.
Don't do that.
And number two, take it away. Everybody else, united.
Journey on.
Of course. Journey on. Peace. Bye, guys.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye for real.
Take care. For real. I'm looking for the end stream button, so keep waving until it goes away.